Welcome to Ocho Uncensored. Today, I just want to talk to you guys about marriage, about some things that I've learned over the 20 years of being with my wife. And I would like to just talk to you guys a little bit about growing together. You see, I love my wife. All right, we've been together for over 20 years. And when I see her, I still get all googly eyed, right? Like I'm like, just want to tear her clothes off, right? I'm completely in love with this woman, okay? However, that does not mean she has not pissed me off and still does not piss me off. It does not mean that we don't fight and we don't argue and we don't have awkward moments sometimes. You know what I mean? We have all of those things. The first thing that I would love to impart is that love is a decision. It's not a feeling. Okay? Feelings come and they go. Love, you have to decide to do over and over and over again. Because when all the butterflies go away and reality sets in and life hits you right in the forehead, well, you're going to have to decide to love them. Decide to want to still be with them and put up with their bullshit. Throughout my marriage, there has been a plethora of situations that have tried to come in between me and my wife. Growing together isn't always going to be easy. I'll tell you guys a little story. My grandmother passed away. Now, my grandmother was like my best friend. My mom was really strung out on drugs, and my grandmother took me in. When my home was raided by the police, she was the one calling me. She was the one supporting me. So you can imagine how much she meant to me. When she passed, it was like a part of me, passed too. I don't even know if that makes sense, but that's how it felt to me. And I went into a really dark place. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I was not a good husband. I was all over the place. I was not making good decisions. I just didn't give a shit. It was like when she died, the fuck it button just got pressed, like all the way in. This situation was a growing point for me. She could have easily said, you know what? Fuck this. I don't deserve it. I don't need to put up with this shit. I'm going deuce it. But she didn't. She stuck in there. And eventually I got my head out my ass. And I grew up and I got over what happens to every single individual on this planet. And that's losing loved ones. That situation could have easily separated us and put her on a path and me on a completely different path in life. And we could have just grew apart. But we chose to stay together. There's been times where it has been my wife in that dark place. And I've had to decide to say, hey, I love this woman. Regardless of what's going on, I got her. We're going to get through it. I'm not saying it's easy and you're going to fight. You're going to have, man, we've had so many fights. I'm breaking phones, all kinds of stuff. Whew, man. All of those moments could have easily caused us to begin to grow apart. Instead, we chose to stay together. And when we started to veer off, we realized how much we loved each other and how much we're invested into each other. If you don't choose to hold tight to each other, regardless of the situation, believe in each other, hold each other down, choosing to grow together is a hard decision sometimes. But I promise you, if you're with the right person, it is so worth it. My wife and I now have a relationship that most people, would want. And I'm not even sitting here trying to brag or be like, because like I said, it hasn't been all peaches and cream for us. And there are still moments where we get into it. Shit, just the other day, me and her got into it. And we were sitting there yelling at each other there for a minute. And we cooled down, kissed each other, and it was done. But my thing is this. We have a relationship that most people wish they had. But we also put the work in. It didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen in the first 5 years. It didn't happen in the first 10 years. But we kept on and kept on and kept deciding to love each other, kept deciding to grow together, kept deciding to push the peanut gallery out of our circle. Stop listening to everybody else. They don't know what's best for you and your wife. I had a Green Beret tell me one day that the key to getting through selection was to envision yourself on the stage graduating. And to keep that in the forefront of your mind. Envision the relationship that you want. Envision those things and then get after it every single day. Hold on to your spouse, love them. Now again, make sure you got the right one, make sure they're loving you back. It's a 100-100, guys. All right, it's not 50-50. I don't know who said 50-50 because that shit doesn't work. Okay? If I only give 50% of me, this thing doesn't last. If she only gives 50% and I give 100%, this thing doesn't last. I promise you. We've been through it. I've been the one giving 50. And she's been the one giving 100. And vice versa. And guess what? We had a shitload of problems. Marriage, to me, is worth it. I love the woman I'm with, and I wouldn't want to, I would go through everything I just went through all over again. I would, just to be with her. That being said, it also has been a fight. And it's been a fight that has been stressful and emotional, but I never quit on us. She never quit on us. Well, we've had moments, but it wasn't really quitting. So stay in the pocket, hold tight to your spouse, love them, and y'all will get through this. Envision the relationship that you want, and then go get it. Hope you guys have a great weekend.